wowzers, man. So no doubt you guys will have seen me welding on my Super MIG 150 there. I've learnt to weld on that, which has been a really good experience. But I would really like to learn to TIG weld. If I'm going to be doing stainless steel exhausts and stuff like that, then I think it'll be a really nice skill to learn for the future. So in readiness, I've got a trolley come yesterday, and I put that together, and I've got a bottle of pure argon there. And on Monday, a digital TIG welder will be turning up, AC/DC, so I can do aluminium as well. Well, right there is supposed to be a welder, and it hasn't turned up yet, and I shall show you why. Because my road is flooded. Happens a couple of times a year. All the water comes down off the hills and fills up this area here. It's about a foot deep, maybe just a little bit less, but anyway, delivery driver won't go through there, which is fair enough. So have to wait another couple of days. Woo! So my TIG welder's finally turned up. I get that unboxed and set up, and maybe I'll try a weld. This will be my first ever weld with the TIG welder, so it'll be good to see how bad it is, and then look back on that in a year's time and laugh. Hopefully I'll have progressed a little bit by then. Right, let's plug this in. Woohoo! This is called an easy start or easy settings. So we've got tungsten size, and we just put that in. Work thickness, metal type of joint, pulse settings, type of control input. What's that? Amperage. Yeah, you can flip between the 10 amps up and down between the recommended settings. So yeah, loving that. And then you've got your AC for aluminium. No, that one. AC setup, so similar type of thing. So guys, this is my first ever attempt at TIG welding. I thought I'd video it so we could all have a good old giggle. Oh, I love it. I am going to love this. So that was my first ever attempt at TIG welding. I'm loving it. I absolutely love it. It's much more controlled than MIG. Obviously, I'm using two hands to stabilise the torch, which is cheating because really I should be holding the torch with one hand and feeding filler rod with the other. So let's give that a go, but I am not sure it's going to go well. Right, let's try a little bit of filler rod. I've got absolutely no idea how I'm going to get on with this because it's two hands. So let's give that a go. Wowzers, man. So there's my latest masterpiece. It will be in the Tate Modern for all to see. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful sculpture. Yeah, so I've been playing around for the last couple of hours, done some, well, I don't know what that is, but really enjoyed that. It's quite an art. I can see why it takes so long to master that. Blimmin' heck. I was all over the place, and especially T-joints are really difficult. That was one of my first, and that went really well, but that's about as well as it ever went. Yeah, so I'll carry on practicing, because practice makes perfect. Right, I'm 2 days into it now. I guess I've had about 3 hours practice. I'm going to try some stainless now, because ultimately it's the exhaust I want to weld up. So I've got some more bits of stainless cut. there's my second or third attempt, I think. I'm just practicing some beads along there with filler. That's without filler, that's just like a fusion weld. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that though. I mean, like 2 days in, went a bit mad there. So there we go. That's a couple of hours practice. Chopped that tube up and then re-welded it back up. Yeah, bit of a steep learning curve, but I'll keep at it and I'll get there, I'm sure. That was quite a good one. Tried filler, no filler. So I've spent the last couple of weeks practicing TIG welding. It's been great fun, actually. I really enjoy it. I've made a few upgrades. I've got a pedal rather than a switch on the handle. I've also got a smaller CK17 flex head torch, a different gas lens cup as well, so I can have a larger stick out. I'm on my second bottle of argon, actually. That's a 30-litre bottle. I've already made my way through a 20-litre bottle, practicing. So yeah, all great. Really enjoying this. I can manage to fusion weld 2 bits of metal together. So that was a bit of pipe that I've cut up there, stainless steel pipe. And I've been trying some filler along there as well. So that hasn't got filler. That's just autogenous, I think it's called, or fusion welding. And that is with filler. So we've got some nice colours there. So I think I'm about ready to chop up the exhaust manifold, and I'll show you exactly what I'm thinking. I've got some of these bits and bobs to put in, and let's get on with that, I think. So here's what I want to do. I want this flange to be sitting further up here, and the way I was thinking of doing that was to cut this part of the manifold, weld in this bend, and then weld this part onto this part, kind of just bring the back end up. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I've just been staring at this for like 6 weeks now, and unless I do something, then it's not going to happen. So it might go wrong, but I can always try and rectify it afterwards. So let's see what happens, eh? Right, I'm at that point of no return, so I'm going to chop these bits of the manifold off and weld in some of the bends. So yeah, let's give that a go, hey? Here I use the smaller outside diameter, so we've got a kind of a butt joint like that, and we throw it on the floor. That works really well. Or I can go with a slightly larger outside diameter tube, pop that on there like that, and then kind of weld that flange around there. That's quite tempting as well. The thing I like about that is it gives me some adjustability, so I can go back on the car, put that part of the manifold onto there, and kind of tweak it around a little bit, see if it works. Couple of choices there. So, bit of a shame, because they look really good, but then they're actually 45-degree tubes. It kicks that manifold up too high. So, if I cut that in half there, so 45 degrees, that's going to be like, what, 22.5? It's half the angle. And I think that's going to work. Right, let's tick these 2 exhaust manifolds up and see what it looks like. I'm not hoping for much, because I'm only 2 weeks into TIG welding, so let's give it a go. If it looks bad, we'll never talk about it again, okay? Looks like something out of Predator. I've just taped that towel on the back of the helmet, because there's a light getting in the back and it makes it hard for me to see to weld. So that's what that's all about. I'm not auditioning for Predator. Rah! Ooh. No gas. Bah! Welding, not too bad. It could have been worse, that's for sure. So I'll weld the main manifold onto that now. So there we go, that's the manifold welded up. I'm really pleased with that, considering I've only been TIGging for 2 weeks. That could have been a lot worse. So yeah, well chuffed. Let's kick that angle up really nicely on that manifold. I've also shortened it a little bit so it tucks up a little bit nicer inside the bumper there, the cat. So I've got the Subaru flange there and the Porsche flange, so I might just weld them two together and tidy it up, or I might not. I can't quite decide what to do yet. I'm also thinking about chopping here and rotating that silencer around a little bit so that this kind of the exit pipe comes out nicely on the bumper. Right, made a decision. I'm going to chop this part of the silencer and I want to rotate that round. That gives me the correct kind of exit point on the bumper. I'm also going to chop there as well because I've got some new stainless tubing to go there. So yeah, a bit drastic, but I think it's what I need to do. So let's crack on with that. So there's the muffler stripped of its inlet and outlet. Yeah, let's weld these up. Rotating that silencer around on its axis up there has shifted this exhaust exit out further, which is exactly where I want it on the bumper.